Thank you, Madam Chairman. Madam Secretary, it's wonderful to see you today.
Nice to see you.
Thank you so much for being here and for testifying in front of this committee. Your department has a wide variety of missions that are important to Alabama. One mission that Alabama especially appreciates and would like to see improvement on is weather forecasting and severe weather tracking. Severe weather events, specifically tornadoes, upend and unfortunately take lives in our state every year. One way to address this critical issue would be through better radar coverage, specifically in West Alabama. In conversations with your NOAA staff about how we could get better coverage in that area, they've noted that radar is important, but only one piece of a larger weather forecasting ecosystem. I agree with your staff on this point. I understand the importance of satellites, models, and surface weather data collection as it builds a rich data environment for weather prediction and preparedness. That's why I am fighting for us to fund an expansion of South Alabama Mesonet, and that is why I'm concerned that the department's budget request proposal cuts this program. This is hard, and you look at this, and it's only one program designed to help Alabamians to understand, to plan, and to prepare for severe weather, and we want to make sure that it's funded adequately. For example, the department's proposed budget also cuts the Cooperative Institute for Research and Operations in Hydrology, which is based at the University of Alabama and works with institutes from Hawaii to Vermont to Canada to research and develop state-of-the-art science, weather, and water analysis, forecast, and guidance, as well as the delivery of those services. Additionally, the budget proposes cutting the Vortex program, which aims to reduce the loss of life and economic damage caused by tornadoes. Madam Secretary, I understand you care deeply about these communities that benefit and expect to benefit from these programs. So despite the proposed budget cuts, I was hopeful that we could both agree that these programs are important for the Department of Commerce to continue implementing so that Americans are warned as early as possible of impeding severe weather.
Yes. So let me say a couple things. First of all, I share the concern. I really do. In fact, just the other day I was on the phone with a member of my team who lives in Arkansas, and her house was destroyed by a tornado. She had to crunch down in the bathtub, and I was just calling to, check in on her. So I want to work with you on it. We are totally committed to accurate data and high-quality forecasts. There's money in the budget for new weather satellites, and I want to work with you on that. You mentioned the Vortex program. Yeah. We are requesting, I think, $7 million more. $7 million more to support research for tornado warning and forecast information in the Southeast. So the budget is asking for more money for Southeast tornado work. The reason I got comfortable with the cut to the Vortex is because we got additional money last year, and so we feel with that increase, it was okay. We'd have adequate resources even with the cut this year. Last week at my House hearing, Congressman Adderholt brought this up.
He did.
And as a result of that, I've already had my deputy secretary sit down with the head of the Weather Service to start working on this.
Wonderful.
The challenge is the lower quality, lower ferocity storms and tornadoes.
Right.
And so we have to work together on that.
Yeah, and I am so grateful to your response last week to Congressman Adderholt. I know this is also particularly important to Congresswoman Sewell, and so I am hopeful that you will continue to work with us in a bipartisan, bicameral way to make sure that we have the resources we need. To your earlier point about speaking to the young woman that you work with in Arkansas, I have a very similar situation, so this is personal for me. April 27th, 2011, so tomorrow will be 12 years that an E4 tornado hit Tuscaloosa. And a dear friend of mine, two of my sisters, my husband, and my children, by the grace of God, are somehow here today. Had it not been for an incredible meteorologist and really good radar and them warning us in the way that they did, we would not be here. I know firsthand that minutes matter, but so do seconds. And James Spann in Alabama, he's a legend. We have great meteorologists all across our state, but we often say when he takes off his jacket and you see the suspenders, you know, it is go time. And he was able to tell us exactly where it was coming. We knew, and I had a 1 and a 2-year-old. I couldn't hold both my babies. And we were able to get to safety, but only in seconds time. So making sure that we have the proper radar and making sure that we're able to warn people and give them that opportunity. I thank God every day that I'm here. I thank God that my children are able to be here and live the American dream. And so I appreciate your commitment to this issue. It's personal to me, and I am really looking forward to working with you on it. So thank you.
I appreciate you sharing that with me. As Senator Shaheen knows, I'm more familiar with hurricanes in our part of the world. And I promise you, we'll work with more vigilance on this.
Thank you so much. And I also, on March 1st, 2007, a tornado hit my high school. And it's the community in which I lived. My mother was there. My sister had just been checked out. My cousins were there. So obviously these storms and knowing how important it is to be warned in the proper amount of time is something we deal with, unfortunately, quite a bit in our state. So I appreciate your commitment, and I really look forward to working with you to make sure that we can keep as many people safe as possible.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.